Hello everyone, welcome back to Fluffy Flamingos. I'm your host, Oliver, and man, it's been a minute. Last week, I missed out on an upload because I almost died. I was in the hospital. If you guys have not heard, I was bitten by a spider, and I had to go to the hospital because it looks like it was poisonous, and I was allergic to it. My leg was like turning black and numb, and I had to miss work and everything. So, I apologize for missing last week, but today I got a really fun project for us to work on. That will be the torn and restored effect that we see so many times on television, on YouTube, on street magic performers. So this popular effect, I think, is really fun, packs quite the punch, and you know, I never want to give you guys a magic trick that just sucks. So I don't teach sucky magic. We're going to do something really cool today. Now, there are hundreds of ways to do torn and restored. There's ways to tear it in half, to tear it in fourths, to do it like today, we're going to tear it into 9 pieces. There are ways to restore the card where it's like inside out. There are ways to restore it where it's like jumbled up. Today, we're just going to do a very basic torn and restored effect. The sleight, there's not a whole bunch to it, but it needs to have good timing. So make sure that once you learn this effect that you go out and practice it. And once you're ready to go perform, I'd love to see some submissions to my Instagram. So if you guys didn't know from last video, I am calling you out. I want you guys to send me videos on my Instagram, DM me, and I want to see what you guys learn out of this channel. And if you guys do a good job on the submission, I will be picking someone to shout out and maybe even send a prize over their way. So yeah, maybe there's some cool stuff in it for you. Maybe like some free merch, maybe a deck of cards. We'll see. So I did injure my arm as well. I fractured my wrist in 2 places, and that was not super fun. I was holding the door for someone, and they also decided to rip the door off its hinges at the same time. So my arm like wrapped around the door as he opened it as well, and it just twisted my arm all wrong. So I twisted my wrist. As for the spider bites, I'm doing a lot better. I was put on a bunch of medication that I still have to take for the next couple of days, but I'm going to be extremely upset if I don't become Spider-Man when this is done. So, fingers crossed. Alright, so, torn and restored. Today we're going to be using the amplified cards. I'm so excited. I love these cards, as you guys know. I'm going to remove this guy here. Let's get some ASMR on that shit. Ready? Here we go, last one. Don't hate on me. It's just really hard to do magic when you have a brace on. If you guys have ever injured yourselves on your fingers or hands or wrists, then you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So, I say we delve into what this effect looks like. Oh, quick thing before we jump into this trick. This box, when I bought it, I guess was sliced open. So my box is actually like super messed up. It was really sad. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Let's zoom in here. Look at that. Look how depressing that is, man. Like, the box is just like screwed to hell. So it should be opening here, but someone sliced it over here. So now everything's just fucked. Toss that to the side for now, and I think that we should just begin this effect. It'll be lots of fun. So if you don't do this trick correctly, it'll get from bad to worse, and you'll never fool anybody with this. But the first thing to do is have someone pick a card. So you scroll down, you tell them when to stop, and then you give them a peek at what we're working with. What is that? 7 of spades, I think. Alright, so that's the card we're going to be working with, and it's going to be, you know, destroyed, because it's torn and restored. So here's what you're going to do. We're going to rip this card into 9 pieces, right? So we're going to be slicing it down the middle 3 times. Oh my goodness. Dropping pieces and stuff. Okay. So as you can see, we got a bunch of pieces here. Oof. Let me show you guys what we're working with. Alright, so let's zoom in on that. Oh, man. absolutely horrendous. We got a corner piece right on top here, so we'll use this as an identifier. So I'll hold on to that in my mouth in a second. But these pieces, we gotta ditch them for a sec. We'll just put them in the box, because it's gonna be a lot easier. Okay, so with everything, I'm gonna leave this on the, where's the easiest to see it? Right there. Okay. So for all these pieces, you want to be super careful. You can hear it in there probably, all those pieces. So with all the pieces that we're gonna be working with, you got to give it a second for the magic to work so that it can restore itself, because that's what Torn and Restored is all about. So give it that magical second that does something every time, and you can hear the pieces in there. Give it a sec. Ooh, I kind of ruined the box more. But I mean, at this point, what does it matter? And just like that, that should be everything inside the box. Let's dump that out. Can you hear anything in there? No, because there's nothing left. We got our 9 pieces all folded up, fused back together. And if you take the corner piece that we saved, it's actually a perfect match. Let's see if we can zoom in on this one as well. See that? Perfect match on the rip. That's pretty cool. Pretty sneaky. Alrighty. So that was the performance. I did kind of goof, to be honest. And it might have been obvious on camera. I have no idea. We'll go back and watch it and see how bad it was. But for this trick, you need to ruin 2 different cards, which is going to be so much fun. If you guys have ever learned a Torn and Restored routine, typically you have duplicates for the most part. So here's my deck that we've been using for the performance, and then here's my second deck of cards. Also, same problem. Someone ripped it right on the other side of it, so that sucks. So I don't know. Let's find a card that we're totally okay with wrecking its shit. I don't know. 5 of clubs. We'll use the 5 of clubs. So that'll be our duplicate. So go on ahead, find the duplicate of the card that you want. I'm looking for the 5 of clubs. There he is. Cool. And this trick. Oh man, I gotta clean up my mess, to be honest. I had to clean up my mess from the performance. What happens is that you take one of your cards, it's 5 of clubs, let's say, and you're gonna rip the corner off of it. Okay, preferably in the size of like a 1/9 of the card. Okay, so it'll look something like that. And then with the remaining card, with whatever's left of it, you're gonna fold it into 9 pieces. So you're gonna fold it a third this way, and then a third down. Okay, so you should have a little thin card like that. Okay, then you'll unfold it. Okay, so now we have 3 pieces this way, and you're gonna fold it downwards. Okay, so that's 1, right? And then 2, just like that. You'll have like a third of the card downwards. Okay, so when you unfold that, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the missing 9th piece. So you should have 9 boxes. So what you'll do with this, I'm tired of this box being garbage. So we're just gonna rip all these pieces off. It's not like it even matters anymore. Let's go back a little bit. So you have the full card, the ripped piece, and the box. So you're gonna take the full piece and leave it in the box, and you're gonna keep the corner. All right, that's what's important for this effect. So that's your setup concerning the ripped card. You're gonna take the duplicate 5 of clubs, and you're gonna leave that on the bottom of the deck. All right. So what you'll do is you're gonna be taking the duplicate's corner, and you're gonna hold that in your pinky. All right, just like this. Let me zoom in on that as well. So this is what you're working with. Okay. Then you're gonna hold the deck in mechanics grip, you know, just like that. Okay, so ripped up piece down here, deck of cards up here. What you'll do is probably like just a riffle force, okay? So you'll cut the deck, and you'll use your ring finger, which I know is uncomfortable if you've never done it before. Even I don't use it often ever, so this is still really uncomfortable. But you're going to cut the deck in half, and the 5 of clubs will be on the bottom of the top half. And your ring finger will be the break rather than your pinky. So what you'll do is a typical riffle force, right? And you show them the bottom of the card. You'll cut it to the bottom of the deck, all right, just like that, and then you'll flip the deck upside down, okay? So let's zoom out here. So in full motion, it'll look something like this, okay? So you got your ring finger break, your pinky's holding the corner of the duplicate card in the box, and you're gonna do a riffle force. You go down, cut it, and then flip it upside down. And then if you want the extra step like I did in the performance, you can do the riffle force, pull up, cut, and then flip the deck upside down, okay? At this point, you're gonna use your thumb. Let's zoom in a little bit again. At this point, you're gonna use your thumb and you're going to peel off the 5, okay? So at this point, you're gonna use your thumb and you're gonna peel the 5 off the deck, okay? And you can pinch the fake corner behind the card, okay? Let's point this down a little. So again, corners here, you're gonna peel the 5 off like this, and then you can come underneath and pinch the false corner, okay? And here, what you're gonna do is you're just going to slide up, and you're gonna start ripping the card into 9 pieces, okay? So the way you're gonna do that is just think about the way that we folded it, right? So there should be 2 lines here, so in 3 sections, and then 2 lines this way, okay? So you're pinching the corner, you're gonna slide up, and you're gonna start ripping, just like this. Yeah, all right, cool. Start ripping downwards, and then you can just put that on top. All right, so you rip the 3rd, and what you're gonna do here is you're gonna, I know it's kind of hard to explain, but you're gonna take that corner and you're gonna put it on the back of the card once again, and then slide up again, okay, with that corner, and then you can rip it into the 2nd, 3rd, just like that, okay? So now you have your card in 3 pieces and the fake corner. So what you'll do is just, the corner should be towards the top of the card if you slide back up, and you'll just rip it twice. The key to this is making sure that the corner that we faked, our double corner, stays on the bottom so you can keep track of it, okay? So what you'll do is you'll put it in your hand and you'll spread it around, okay? But keep track of that fake corner. So what you'll do is pull that corner out and give that to the audience. So this is the proof that this will be the same card at the end of the trick. But as we already know, this is a duplicate to the card in the box, okay? The rest of this is all 1 card. So we're through the complicated part. That's the hardest part of this trick. Here what you're gonna do is give them the corner. So we'll just leave that on my keyboard for a sec. And here we need to make this disappear so that it's not in the box by the time that the trick is over. So the way that you'll do this is that you're gonna pretend to put it inside the box, okay? But all I did was sneak it behind the box and hold it with my thumb. You're gonna tilt it kind of backwards, and you're gonna shove it in so that, and then you can, you know, for me, I have a desk, so it's okay if I like drop pieces, right? So as long as it looks pretty convincing that I'm putting it into the box, then you should be set. You can tilt the box over to the side and drop all the pieces into your hand, or how I did in the performance was I just cupped it from behind and I released my thumb and all the pieces fell into my hand, okay? Something like this, right? I come behind, drop all the pieces, and then I just ditch it, you know? So there's a second between this and this, okay? If I just come over, drop all the cards in, and then grab it again, that's not natural. No one does that. So again, oh my god. So again, you'll tilt the box backwards, you'll pretend to put the pieces in, and then you'll cup the card box, and then you talk for a second, give it a brief moment, and then you'll just do a wrist kill, okay? And you can even use your hand again to oh, you can hear the pieces are in there, right? So that audio context will show them that there is stuff in the box, whereas there wasn't before. A good excuse to put your hand in your pocket to ditch all this stuff is to go and grab a Sharpie, right? Use a Sharpie, and now you've ditched all the pieces. In the performance, I think I just dumped them off the table. So, you know, I'm here, and then I just dump like that onto my lap, and then I come back, or off the table, or whatever, but here they are. So, basic premise is that you just ditch these, right? So these are gone. Then, you know, with the excuse of the Sharpie, which I think is a lot better, I should have done that in the performance. So, if you're ditching this into your pocket, which is preferable, you can't just dump this on the floor if you're doing like street magic. So you'll go into your pocket, grab the Sharpie, and ditch the pieces, right? So all the pieces are gone. I had an excuse, and that was to get the Sharpie. And what is the point of getting the Sharpie? Is to use as like a magic wand. You wave over the box, and then what do you know? Give it a second, and it'll pop out as a full card. It's all restored. So the folds on this make it look like the pieces fused back to where they were, right? Then they take the corner that we gave them, and what do you know? It's a perfect match. This is probably my favorite way to do torn and restored, just because it's ripped so many times, and it's not like a very complicated routine. I urge you guys to just practice. For the most part, the part that you're going to need the most practice on, which you're going to be ruining lots of cards for this, is sliding up and down the card as you're ripping it, keeping track of the corner in the jumbled mess of pieces, and then lastly, dumping those pieces to the box, right? Making it look realistic, cup it, and then ditching it. That's going to be the part that matters the most. Okay, so that is it for the torn and restored tutorial. I hope that made sense. I hope you guys learned something from this. How to ruin cards, I guess, for the most part. How to feel comfortable destroying paper. Don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends if you feel like it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Fluffy Flamingos. Peace.